RAWR. Alright, so today I'm going to do Rift. So I played Rift for, I think, 6 or 8 months, something like that. I played it for a little while. Rift was very, very good in some ways and very, very bad in some ways. It was like there wasn't any between ground. It was just flat out or flat out. Rift, number one good thing, artifacts. You got rewarded for wandering around exploring random things, finding artifacts to build your collections, and some of the collections gave you good items, good stuff, good whatevers. Some of the collections gave you, just gold or a little bag or a potion or something. But the collections, you turned them in, you got stuff, it was fun. Some of them you gave you mini pets, titles, whatever. Anyway, artifacts, very good. The auction house actually saved the last things that you put on the auction house. So instead of having to remember all the prices that you put all that stupid gear up for or whatever, it remembered it for you. That was kind of nice. The rifts themselves were actually pretty fun. It got a little monotonous doing the same thing over and over again because the rifts were very, very repetitive. But the fact that you could be running around outside and all of a sudden a rift drops down out of the sky and you got to beat the thing or it's going to take over the nearest village and you can't turn over your quests or anything like that. I mean, it was fun. It was entertaining, especially since people would go in huge swarms and just slaughter rifts and things. The leveling was actually very good because it was very low level, and then once you hit that level, you leveled up your ability to make yourself a better player. You leveled up your ability to make yourself more water resistant or more fire resistant or take less damage from falls or, increase your elemental resistances and things like that. I mean, I think I already said that, but in a different way. But anyway, Rift had very good things in that nature. I liked the battlegrounds. I genuinely liked the battleground where you held the tooth in the grove. I don't remember what it was. It was like Grove of the Ancients or something. But that was fun. Or the one they put out right before I quit, like a month before I quit. It was just a round circle with layers, and all it was somebody, there were a couple of people who would hold on to the item, and then everyone else was trying to kill you all the time. And you had to run all over the place, and everybody else was trying to fight each other and protect you and kill you, and it was good. I liked those ones. I didn't like the other battlegrounds because they resembled WoW battlegrounds too much. It's not really fun when it's a battleground you never liked in WoW in the first place. So, just saying. But the main thing is Rift did get monotonous. Rift's rep grinding was atrociously slow. Honestly, the gear in it wasn't that awesome to me. The way you looked, the way your character looked. You could change the colors with dyes, but that didn't really help. The gear design wasn't that great to me. The actual quest lines were not very interesting to me. The storylines themselves were, there was a lot of lore in it, and I do like lore, but it was just kind of long, and some of the quests you had to go traveling all the way to the other end of some place, and instead of beating a map by going all this way like this, you would do that for a bunch of the quests, and then some of the quests you'd have to go all the way over to this end of the world, or all the way over here, and it just got really irritating. The rep grinding was just horrible, and then the final zones at max level were honestly not that fun to me. You spent a lot of time just running around doing dailies and not feeling like you were accomplishing much. Finally, they added a new zone, finally, and they added it right before I quit, and honestly, the reason I quit was because the new zone was such a serious disappointment to me. I was so sick of looking at the same scenery over and over and over again, and not a single freaking zone looked like something you wouldn't find in real life. It was so realistic to real life that it had no magical feeling qualities to it whatsoever. Even the forest with all fog and stuff, and you'd go around and sometimes you'd find dwarven ruins or old ancient castles. But it looked, even the architecture and stuff was something you could find from an old civilization in real life. I mean, it really didn't feel magical at all. It did not feel like, oh, let's go explore this world for the sake of exploring it. No, you wandered around the same areas over and over again looking for artifacts. So, the new island came out with a volcano in the middle and a giant jungle. And I first got there and I was super excited. I was like, yes! I had the place completely explored within 2 hours. I was like, what? This is it? This is the big giant... I didn't do all the quests within the 2 hours. I only did, you know, all the starting part quests, and then I got sick of that and I just went and explored. The exploration, the secret puzzle, all of it done within 2 hours. I was just looking at it and I was just like, I did it by myself. No one was running around with me, helping me, tell me where places were. I was just like so disappointed. Within 6 hours, I was sick of the zone. And I realized I had been spending so much time sick of everything there was, playing it in the hopes that something else would come out, because I did like my guild. My guildies were very fun. I liked them a lot. They were really nice people. But that I would have quit like 4 months earlier if it wasn't for how nice those people were in the guild. The solo dungeons, I did it and I was just like, this is boring. This is dumb. It doesn't feel magical at all. And so I quit Rift of my own accord just because I was sick of doing it. And I felt bad because I didn't get my money's worth out of it. I mean, I felt so bad that I wasted money on that game. I had such high hopes for Rift. I mean, some of the things were cool in it. Like, it really did have some really good ideas. It was just boring. That's really what it comes down to. The same things that I hated in World of Warcraft, that I quit World of Warcraft partially because of, were the same things in Rift. Dailies, rep grinding, grind heroics, grind raids, grind PvP, just grind. All it was chores. Chores and chores and chores. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. I work long hours. I work every day. Feels like every once in a while I feel like I actually get a day off. But my days off are me de-stressing from working so much. Coming home and doing chores is not fun to me. It's just not fun. And honestly, I feel like World of Warcraft and Rift revolve around doing chores. It's the same as you might as well be playing Farmville. I mean, you are just literally, oh, do this daily. Okay, now I did this daily. Okay, now I'm going to do this dungeon right here. Okay, I didn't get the drop. I'll do that again tomorrow. You're just checking off a list of chores. You're not doing anything adventurous or exciting. And to me, I hated it. Rift, again, it had good ideas. It had really good ideas. And I had such high hopes for the game. I mean, I was one of the founders for Rift. As far as the people's, it was just way too small of a world, just such a tiny, insignificant, easily explorable world. And there was nothing amazing to explore in it. There was nothing grand. There was nothing that took your breath away. I mean, even the giant bosses, you'd be like, cool, the first time you did it, and then you realize you can just farm that rift over and over and over and over again. Farm the rift. It's a daily. Farm the rift. And all of the bad guys all look the same. They're just big versions of it. All of anyway, it got boring super fast. That's my RAWR about Rift. Yeah, I can't really say anymore because I already said a lot. So anyway, sorry to anyone who plays Rift and actually likes it and doesn't find it boring. I found it incredibly so. Like incredibly so. Anyways, goodbyes.